Okay, let's go back to the poem where we were, and we're going to finish up where we were last time. So we're talking here about breaking things into months and how it'd be harder but manageable. So go ahead and finish that sentence. Then the third stanza says, if only centuries delayed. Okay, so centuries. This is exaggeration because nobody can wait that long. It said, I won't be able to, I'll count them, but my hand will fall down into Tasmania. My hand will be, I'll drop off the earth. So this is the stanza where things start to get more serious. And it's through the use of hyperbole that we can see that, and through the use of the illusion. So this one is saying, well, if you're not coming for a really long time, this hundreds of years, these centuries, she's going to feel like she has fallen off the earth. Like she's not even on the earth anymore. She's dropped down into Van Diemen's Land, which is what Europeans considered Australia and Tasmania at that time. Let's go ahead and write that down. All right. Then in the fourth stanza, again, it starts with if. So, if certain, though, when this life was out, that yours and mine should be, I'd toss it yonder like a rind and taste eternity. So what she's saying here, when this life is out, she means when she has died, or when both of them have died, that yours and mine should be, that they would be together. And if that's the case, she'd toss it like a rind. And a rind is not something that you would keep. It's something you easily throw away. If you have a rind from a watermelon, you don't keep that. You just easily throw it away. It's not even a big deal. And she's ready to taste eternity. So through the use of the simile and the personification in this stanza, we see that she's saying if she knew they would be together after death, she wouldn't hesitate to give up her life. She'd just get rid of it, just like a rind. It's not even what she needs. So go ahead and copy that down. And then we're going to get to the last stanza. And here's where we see a shift from the repetition. And that's a really important shift because it starts with, but now, all ignorant of the length. And ignorant means she doesn't know. Of the length of time's uncertain wing. Okay, so time is uncertain. She doesn't know when the person will be back. It doesn't know if time will have flown a long time or been a short flight. The use of the word wing. And that's what goads her. It goads her like a bee, a goblin bee. So a bee that's, is it even there? Is it even real? But it will not state its sting. Okay, so here is where we're really finding out what the poem is about. And the reality is all of these are just perhaps. Perhaps this, perhaps this, perhaps this. This is where the reality is that she doesn't know how long you'll be gone. And that's the worst part. I mean, this waiting for this sting to happen. She doesn't know. So go ahead and copy this down. The reality is she doesn't know how long you will be gone, and that is the worst part. All right. Now that we've come this far, we really can start to see that the theme, the topics of the poem are about time passing and missing someone for a long time. And when we look at the poem as a whole, it starts out with not being gone very long, to being gone till they die, till the reality of not knowing. And so the theme seems to be that the sadness and misery of missing someone is worse when you don't know when you will see them. It's this time part, this ignorance of time, that is really leading to her sorrow. If she knows the time, she can manage it, she can figure out, she has a plan, but she doesn't know. And that's where this sting is coming from. Right. And then we're going to look at the tone. The tone is the writer's attitude toward the person that they miss and the idea of time and not knowing. And we can tell that the writer is anxious and sorrowful about this idea of uncertain time and when the person will be back. All right, so evidence of that, evidence of the theme. We want to give some evidence. Okay. The whole last stanza is evidence of the theme right here. We can give this evidence. We can also go back up here and talk about if it's a short amount of time, we can deal with it. And even if it's a long amount of time, I have a plan. But it's here. So the evidence for the theme is really in the last stanza. So if I had space here, I would copy that down and then I would explain how that fits this theme. All right, and then the evidence of tone also comes from that same stanza. Okay. We can see words like ignorant and uncertain and goads and a sting. All those words tell us that the tone is negative in this poem. So if I was going to give evidence for the tone, I would also take these words to figure out the tone and prove it. Sting. Okay. Now you're going to have the chance to do all of this with a different poem. Okay. This is what it looks like to have annotated a poem. It should be all messy like this. You should have writing all over it with arrows and different things, just like here. Okay, so you're going to have the chance to mark up your own poem coming up.